Good morning. Thank you for joining us. My name is Jose Aranda, and this is the presentation on Mango languages. The screen you're seeing right now, or you should be seeing, is just an informational slide telling you a few pointers as we go through this presentation through Zoom. That it is being recorded, that there is a chat box you can use to ask questions. And if you can please mute your microphone, that would help us as well. So like I mentioned, this presentation is part of the summer series we've been having almost every week on presenting one of our sources that we offer through the DACC library. Today's presentation is on Mango languages. It is a platform subscription-based that the library offers its users to use and to learn foreign languages. The way to access Mango would be for you to start at the library's homepage. What you should see right now on the slide is a picture of that homepage with the URL or the address up on top. All the resources that we showcase through these series of presentations stem from or originate from this page. So it's very important for you to remember it, take note of it, or bookmark it in your browser. What I showed you in the previous slide was the picture of the homepage from the top portion. It is much longer than that. You would have to scroll down. And if you do, you would see this at the bottom. You have the news and events section to the left, and that changes. It's updated frequently. But on the right side, under featured databases, you see a couple of icons there. Prep Step, Job Now, and then the third one is Mango. You would then click on that icon to take you to the Mango page. But there are some steps before we get there, and I'm going to show you that. But again, this slide is a continuation of the homepage that was on the previous slide. Most of the resources we showcased are subscription-based, which means you have to have somehow some affiliation with New Mexico State University or Doña Ana Community College. And if you click on some of those resources, you will probably get this page. This is a user authentication page where you would need to type in your user credentials, your NMSU user ID and password to successfully proceed into accessing some of these resources. So Mango would be one of them. Again, this page is very important for you to be aware of and make sure you know your credentials to authenticate. Once you do, this should be the first page you see in the Mango resource. This is a simple login page, right? As you can see there, it's asking you to log in with your username, email, and or password. I'm sorry, your email or username and password. But note that above it lists the Doña Ana Community College. It is the institution affiliation, and that's very important. Mango is provided through us, to us through the DACC library, and there may be other affiliations, there may be other institutions that you are close by, or if you do a Google search of Mango, that may appear, so you would have to. So just remember that when you sign in, that you do see DACC as the affiliated institution as you proceed with the login. If you do not, we ask you to contact us right away, and if you can't get a hold of us, there should be a link. So underneath there where it says Doña Ana Community College, it says not your organization, question mark. Click on that and it will provide you with a list of the institutions that are around you and that you have authenticated user privileges with. So if that's confusing, forget it. Don't worry about it. The important thing is through the DACC library, make sure that we are the affiliated institution as you proceed with the login. And the way we do that with the ACC library for new users right now, especially because we are not open, especially to the public, but we're not open, you would have to contact us. That's why in the registration for this presentation, it asks you to contact me. But you can contact any of us that work there, and we would have to create an account in Mango for you before you can begin using Mango on your own. So that's very important that I wanted to stress actually in the previous slide. But this is the page that asks you to create the profile. So what we ask of you when you do contact us to create a new account for you through Mango, you would have to give us your email address and we would put in. What I've been doing is just creating a simple password, and then I'll reply to you saying, I've created an account for you in Mango. This is the password. And then once you log in yourself from wherever you're at, you can change that password if you wish. Very important to understand that accessing Mango through the DACC library homepage and then requesting an account made for you all before you can start using Mango. And then once you do, you should be able to see something very similar to these two pictures. The one on the left is me signing in to Mango. Again, remember, making sure that Doña Ana Community College is the affiliated institution up on top. And when you do successfully log in, you should see something similar to the page, to the picture on the right. You can see my name in that picture on the top right-hand corner. And this is the last language I was using. So it tells me where I'm at in terms of progress in that specific language. You can use, you can be practicing and using several languages, and it keeps track of them for you. So this is the login page that you should see. Like I mentioned, there are several languages, almost, if not more than 70. So the picture on the left, right, is the picture of the language that I was on, the pirate language. It's comical, very interesting. If you want to check that one out, it's pretty neat. It tells you underneath it how long each time you've spent on that language, how long you've lasted, and how many lessons you've completed, right? And then it has the resume button if you want to wish to continue on that specific language. And if you're not interested at all, you don't want it to track it anymore, you can delete it. And then on the right-hand side of that same picture, it offers some other languages, mostly the recent languages. So I've been giving this presentation quite frequently in the last couple of years. So it lists the languages that I've been using for my demonstrations or that I've used personally. But those aren't all of them. You would have to scroll down and it'll list all of them, or you can bypass that by typing it in the search box up on top there where it says search languages. That would be an easier way to get to whatever language you already know exists. But on the right-hand side, I've listed some of the more unique languages that are offered through Mango Languages. There is a Spanish, and there's actually two types of Spanish that are offered in Mango. Latin American Spanish and Castilian, which is spoken in Spain. There are two types of Hebrew, okay, biblical and modern. There are two types of Chinese, Mandarin and Cantonese. There is Russian. There are 4 types of Arabic languages. There's a Native American language of Cherokee. And there's 2 types of English, modern English, and then there's Shakespearean English. There's 2 types of French from France, and then Canadian. There are 3 types of Greek languages. There's Hawaiian, Latin, and Yiddish. So those are just a sample of the several types of languages, but you should be able to find your preference using any combination of these search features. Once you're inside one of the languages, the the platform is broken up into units, chapters within each unit, and lessons within each chapter, okay? And one of the first things you're gonna see are these goals, okay? So in this example here, Unit 2, Chapter 1, Lesson 1, these are the goals. The conversation goals on the left and the grammar goals on the right, kind of to get you started for what you're about to experience. Here's a picture of the units. The ones on the left are the 4 main units for this language. And then underneath it, I couldn't fit it in the same picture, but you see it on the right, they have additional units. They're called specialty units. So keep that in mind. The ones on the left are more of your traditional grammar, for example, or basic level approach units, right? And then you got your specialty units, which give a more of a opportunity for conversation, more specific lessons, things like those. Just keep in mind that their units are the main structure of the program for the language learning, but then they are also broken up into these 2 types of units. And then, like I mentioned earlier, right? So you got your units, and then within each unit you have chapters, and within each chapters you have your lessons. So as you progress and you go through each lesson, these circles here will be turning color, I think blue. They'll change color, indicating to you that you've already completed that lesson. So it keeps track of your progress. So in this example here, right, so chapter 4 has 43 lessons. So they vary. Each one's going to be different, right? And then you get your goals underneath that if you wish to review those. And have some other additional features there at the bottom, right? Listening, reading, recapping, and then a quiz. And I'll talk about assessment in just a second. So Mango promotes itself as having these 3 main features. So it has a listening and reading activities. It's a mix of both reading and listening. These may be very handy for you to use when using Mango. Right now, I don't, have anyone at home with me, so I'm not using them. But if you are in a situation where you need to reserve silence or be more quiet, you may want to use a good pair of headphones with a microphone to do your learning. You don't have to, but that is recommended. So they call themselves an all-in-one interface, a very simplified, step-by-step. There's those, in the picture on the left, you see those lessons being changed colored. That's what I was referring to earlier about progressing through the lessons and letting you know where you're at. And that's a bigger picture of that whole page as you're progressing through the language there. And it has a review system, right? This is more of their marketing of the product, but I'll be going into more screenshots that tell you more a little bit about that. So again, having an account is good for many reasons, and one of them is to keep track of your progress. And one way they do that is they give you an activity report. So if you're an educator or you want to share this with students and you want to keep track of their progress for counting purposes or assessment purposes, this report could come in handy because it lists each date the user logs in, which language they're accessing, which units and chapters and lessons they've completed, and how long they've lasted. So it breaks it down for you, and you can download these reports as well. There are assessments. If you remember seeing in the previous slide, there was a quiz at the end of that chapter. but you could also go to the assessments link within the language to see all the assessments that they have for that. If you want to bypass, let's say you're an intermediate Spanish speaker and you don't want to go through the beginning lessons, you can go straight to the assessments and kind of gauge where you're at in that language. They also have an additional feature, not all of them, but some of them will have, if you click on the Explore link up on top, videos, short videos that give you a peek into their culture, for example, in this case, French. You can also share with the members of your family. Once you have an account, you can go to this section of Mango and create additional accounts for your family members and then have them all tracked under the same login. And you would do that by clicking on that blue button at the bottom where it says Add New Profile. And they have tools. This one is the translation tool. So whatever language you are in, you can go to the Tools section by clicking on the tab up on top. And this is very common, right, to see in online dictionaries nowadays through the internet. You can type in whatever text you want translated on the left in English or whatever language. You can select whatever language and then have it translate to the language you do want it translated into. Simple and free. This is all included within Mango. And if you wish to explore additional things, of course, I can't show you everything. In fact, I'm not even showing you the live demonstration of Mango for other reasons, but I took a picture of this support page within Mango for you, just in case you had additional questions or concerns. Here's a list of most of the features they list in the support page. If you have ever problems accessing Mango, you definitely want to get a hold of us. Okay, we want to make sure that we succeeded in creating the account for you. But once you know you have an account that works, you've tried it several times, for example, and then you have a problem, this may be where we will direct you if you ask for help. But so far, I haven't had anyone really need this, but I felt this would be useful anyways to show you. And there are additional resources that are not showing in this page. If you see on some of those blue boxes that says see all articles, so that there are more topics in here for you to browse if you so desire to. So that was the end of my presentation. I do want to show you this video though. I hope it works. I was told that the audio doesn't work, and it's no big problem because it's just music. This is a quick minute or 2 minutes video presentation on Mango, how it works. So I hope you can see this. I did forget to mention one feature. The reason why I mentioned earlier about if you may want to invest in a good pair of audio headphones with a microphone is because within Mango it has a feature called voice comparison, where you can listen to how Mango is telling you the correct pronunciation should be for that specific language, and you can then record yourself in a way, and it will tell you graphically how well your pronunciation is. So you can compare how you're pronouncing words in that foreign language with how they are teaching you. So that could be a little complicated technically, so that's why I didn't want to get into it, but I did want to at least mention it. And I can help you with that if you want to know more about that. So in summary, Mango Languages is a subscription-based resource offered through the ACC library. Please start at the library's homepage. Actually, first request the account through us. We'll create that account for you. Start at the library's homepage, click on the Mango icon, and you should be good to go to be used anywhere you like. You can be traveling and access Mango. You can even download the app on your phone, and it's very convenient. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. Next week, we will be talking about health information. It is a collaborative presentation with some faculty from the Public Health Department, and it will be at 2 p.m., not at 10, as have normally been these presentations. So be on the lookout for the advertisement for that